Hey everyone, my name is Jennifer Eckenwiler, but most people just call me Jen, and I am in the Accelerated Mass Communications program here at Rochester. This is my third semester here, but I transferred after attending and graduating from Macomb Community College, where I studied graphic design and illustration in the Media and Communication Arts program. I currently live in Clinton Township with my parents and two of my three sisters. And I currently work as the Next Gen Ministry Marketing Coordinator and Graphic Designer at Grace Community Church in Detroit, where I manage our social media accounts, design promotional materials, and help plan events for the children's, students, and young adult ministries. We are currently still in the working from home phase of quarantine, so I think that aspect of my job heavily influenced my answers on the Personal Media Use Inventory survey. According to my estimations on this survey, out of the 168 hours a week, I use 121 of them using the media, which seemed very high. This would mean that I spend every second that I'm awake using media while only sleeping about 6 hours every night, which is not true. The reason that I think my result came out to be so high is because I oftentimes use multiple forms of media at once, which is something interesting that this survey showed me. For example, I usually listen to Spotify music while I am working on my laptop, or I check social media while I'm watching TV with my family, things like that. The results, however, did not really surprise me overall because I'm aware that I am on screens most of my day. But I blame a lot of that on my busy work schedule and school schedule. Especially during this season of working from home, I feel like I am constantly on the computer. Even my meetings now consist of using the internet, talking over Zoom, instead of sitting at a table conversating with my coworkers. But aside from that, I am also a graphic designer and a marketer, so most of my work throughout the day is done on a computer using different softwares and the internet, as well as using social media from a professional standpoint rather than just recreational. However, one part of the survey that was slightly depressing was the fact that I am primarily and pretty much only using digital media. I very rarely read books, magazines, or newspapers, and if I do, it is typically just the digital version. Even with textbooks, I usually stick with the digital one when optional, and most of my news intake also comes from digital media through social media. I will typically click on an article or breaking news story that is shared on Facebook or Twitter rather than seeking out a full newspaper myself. I think that for the most part, media helps me be more productive because I have gotten to the point where I feel like when I'm not on my computer, I'm being lazy. So much of my work and school life are centered on the computer and around media that when I finally do turn off my computer and do something else, I feel like I'm being unproductive. That is in part just from my personality and my work ethic, but I also think that using the media excessively isn't always a bad thing. I do think that there has to be a limit when using the media that individuals should set for themselves based on their personal lives, but since it helps me perform well at school and work, I think I use it for good. I do, however, think that my excessive use of the media, even if it is for a good reason, has had negative effects on my connectedness with others and my health. Part of it is me being busy and feeling like I always have to be working, so I miss out on fun things that might be going on. But sitting at a computer all day, every day also has led to neck aches and headaches and just being a lot more tired. So media has definitely negatively influenced me in that way. Even though my media usage hours are very high, I do find myself using media, and I find myself using media more often than not using it. I still think that I am the one using media rather than it using me. It may sound like I'm just in denial about it, but I truly think that when I'm using media for work and school, I'm able to stay very productive and focused, so I am using the media to my advantage, not being sucked into it. There will always be those moments when social media pulls me in, or I become obsessed with checking my phone, or I choose to binge watch a TV show, but for the most part, I think that I have control over my use of media, and I generally choose to use it for good and productive reasons. I just end up using it very, very often. That is my take on the media usage survey and how I found it interesting regarding my life. I look forward to hearing how you all use media and getting to know you throughout the next 8 weeks. Bye.